And I could feel the dude's face inching right in front of me. I could smell him. The dude smelled like a bottle of Jack. And I was frozen. For those of you that don't know about billeting in junior hockey, I'll give you a quick rundown. You have a family that supports the local junior hockey team and they decide to take on a billet, a player, into their home, feed them, take care of them, give them a roof, But at the end of the day, you have 16, 17, 18-year-old, all the way to 20 uh, kids living in their home and living under their rules. So it can be very interesting to say the least. My first year, I was actually 15. And back when I was growing up in junior hockey, um, vetting vetting billets wasn't as rigorous, to say the least. It was if you wanted to billet someone and you were willing, you're pretty much given a kid. And my first year, I went through three, and all three of those are crazy stories. But I'm going to skip to my second year in Kelowna. I was 16 years old. And the first billet, um, I'll just say it didn't work out. It wasn't the best situation. So they moved me out of there. And I went to my second billet where the story happens. After that one, I ended up in my third billet in Kelowna, and they were awesome. But it's this second billet that I had quite an amazing experience. The family I ended up going to for my second billet in Kelowna was a single mom with two daughters. I think one was older, maybe 20, and then there was like a 13-year-old girl. And at the time, like I look back at it, I'm thinking now, like she was a single mom, it was tough. But at that time, I wasn't thinking that. This place was this old house, 2 stories. Maybe there might have been a basement, I don't know, but two main floors, main living with the kitchen, living room on the bottom, and then up these wooden creaky stairs is 3 bedrooms upstairs. One for me and my roommate, Alex. I remember his name. And the 13-year-old and the 20-year-old. And that's all that was up there. It was an interesting household, I'll say. The mom was a chain smoker, really rough. But I got to give it to her. Like, she sounded tough. And I guess she had to be when she was raising the kids on her own. But very rough family. The 13-year-old was this black eyeliner goth, angry at the world kid. And the 20-year-old was just, it wasn't the, they weren't super happy that we were there, I don't think. I don't know. It just seemed odd. But the mom was, yeah, happy we were there. Anyways, Alex and I would be up in our rooms often, going, "What are we doing here?" Um, I was a second year player. He was a first year rookie, so we're not going to say a whole lot, and we were just going to deal with it, right? You got to deal with it. One one night, Alex and I are uh, going to bed upstairs, and typical night, the girls are fighting, and it ends abruptly, and everybody slams the doors and goes into bed. And upstairs, if I can kind of describe it, all it is a little, not a hallway, a square area up at the top of the stairs with, as you come up the stairs, there's a bedroom on the left, our bedroom directly looking when you come up the stairs, and the 20-year-old's bedroom on the right. And there's a dresser in that little square area, and that's it. And everybody shuts their doors and goes to bed. And Alex and I are in this room, and there's nothing in it, just two beds. And we fall asleep, and I heard something in the middle of the night. Mind you, there's two daughters up there, so I heard this creaking. And those stairs, like I told you, were old wood, so you could hear every little step. So I knew someone was out there. But what struck me as odd was how slow the steps were. It was like, sorry. And so it kind of got my heart racing a little bit. I was like, what the hell? And our door actually wasn't shut, it was open about 6 inches. So when I kind of leaned over and I looked towards our door, because my eyes had adjusted, our room looked a little more white, but that strip was black. I couldn't see into the hall. And it was really, really slow. And then all of a sudden I heard the dresser drawers opening up really slow. And I'm like, now I'm kind of thinking, what the heck's going on? But I wasn't moving. And then I just leaned over and I said, Alex, I whispered, and he's out like a light. So I just stayed really still in my bed. And then all of a sudden I peered over to that strip of blackness where the door is, and the door starts to open really slow. And all I could see as the door opened was this big silhouette, a black silhouette, and it was like 6 feet plus. So I did the statue like I was sleeping, and I kept my eyes like kind of squinted like I was sleeping. And then I heard the creak of the floor walking towards me, I thought. And as I kind of squinted, this thing was walking right towards me. So I closed my eyes and I started breathing like I was sleeping. And I could feel the dude's face inching right in front of me. I could smell him. The dude smelled like a bottle of Jack. And I was frozen. And as he was like getting really close to me, I was tensing up like I was going to go ape, like I was going to do something. And all of a sudden I felt him go away. And then I heard the floor creaking. And as soon as it started walking away, I opened my eyes and I didn't move. And now my eyes had adjusted so I could see him now. And he walked out the room and he kind of pulled the door, but he didn't shut it all the way. And as he was shutting it, I started whispering to Alex again, out like a light. None of this. Here's none of this. And as I'm trying to get the attention of Alex, I hear one of the doors for the girls open. And I hear the younger one say, "Get out of my room." Like in a sleepy voice, but her teenage angry self. And then I hear, "What?" Like a confusion, and then a scream. And then I hear, "Doo, doo, 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 doo." And I get out of the bed and I give Alex a whack and I open the door and I run down the stairs. I see the younger one in confusion. Older one, I don't think is up. I run down the stairs and I see the front doors open now. And he whipped open the door and ran out. And I ran out the front door and it was snowing and I was in my bare feet. I ran to the front and then I stopped and I'm like, why am I chasing this dude? So I ran back in the house and now everybody's up and there's panic and everybody's freaking out. And as I come back in, everybody's up and Alex is like, "What's going on, man?" And they'd called the cops and the cops show up, and we're all in the kitchen getting statements done and all that stuff. And I don't know what it was, but I looked out the back window of the kitchen and it looked out into the back alley. Like I said, it wasn't the nicest area, and there's a back alley. And I saw some movement in the car in the driveway. And I just opened up the kitchen door to the back. They followed me out there. I said, I saw something. And I leaned over, and in the back seat, the dude was laying flat out in the back. But they got him out, and the more now I get to see him and hear him, and he's hammered. And he's telling the cops, I thought that was my house. And I do remember, I'm like, what the hell are you doing looking over my bed? And, and but he was totally wasted. So um, it was a little bit anticlimactic because he really probably wasn't trying to do anything nefarious. He was just loaded. Probably walking down the back alley. I don't know. But like it was the craziest thing up to that point anyways. Of all my billet stories. There are some other ones, some doozies, but that was the strangest. I want to be clear. Billeting nowadays is a lot different. The vetting they do, like, there aren't these kinds of situations that happen very often. There are going to be some that you don't jive with as well, and some are going to become your second family. All in all, I consider it just a great adventure, and I've got all these stories, and I wouldn't change it for the world, but it was a different time. I'm not gonna lie, and I will share some more because they're fun, and they bring back some memories. I just thought about it. I was 16, so that's 40 years ago that this happened, and I still remember it. It's quite funny, actually. Good times.